Okay. All right, we're streaming. Let's rock and roll. Let's roll and rock. Let's moon and sun. Let's red and blue. Let's gold and silver. Let's emerald and sapphire and ruby. Let's diamond and pearl. Let's do it. Let's rock-a-doodle. Remember rock-a-doodle? I remember rock-a-doodle. Okay. Hey, how are you? I'm good. I'm doing all right. Hello from York, PA. That's where York lives, actually. You know, after the whole events after Egghead, York left and moved to York, PA. I've been to York, PA. It's a town. It exists. It's certainly there. It's next to Hershey, which is where they invented the chocolate bar. Hershey Park is like the closest thing you get to like Disney World in Pennsylvania. It's a chocolate-themed amusement park. It's okay. I've been there many times. Ironically enough, my favorite thing when I go to Hershey is to get the pretzels. They have these pretzel vendors all over, and there's these like 4 different kinds of pretzels, and they're really fucking good pretzels. And you get like a honey mustard sauce to dip in it. It's really good. It's really good. Okay, I wanted you to know I'd kill for you, Jackie G. And that's from Matt Smith. That's from the 11th Doctor. That's a high praise. Thank you, Matt Smith. Hershey Park is weird as... Okay, the weirdest thing about Hershey Park is, and I understand why they're doing this, because it's a chocolate-themed amusement park, but, you know, it's open in the summer. People go there in the summer, and, you know, the summers in Pennsylvania can get pretty hot. Not as hot as, like, Texas or something, or, like, Southern California or Florida, but they can get hot, all right? And pretty much everywhere around Hershey Park in, like, little, like, bathroom rest area, vending machine areas and stuff like that, you will see, like, normal vending machines that have, like, water and soda, but then you'll also have a vending machine that has nothing but milk in it. You can get milk. You get like D and then, you know, 2%, 1%, skim milk. They have like vending machines filled with milk. And it's like, I don't know if a lot of people are going to want milk on like a 95-degree day in the middle of the summer walking around an amusement park. I mean, maybe, you know, little kids want some milk. I want milk. And it's just like, but I don't know, like, have some whole milk and then let's go on this roller coaster on a 95-degree day. It just seems like weird to me, but I get it because it's a chocolate-themed amusement park. Yeah. Yeah, the milk vending machines are weird. Yeah. Strawberry chocolate. I mean, they got a bunch. Like, hold on. I can show you the Hershey Park milk vending machine. This is an interesting way to start off the stream, but I've you know, seen weirder. Okay, yeah, this is from 2009. See, I went there. That was part of my senior class trip was Hershey Park. So this is what they look like. At least this is what they looked like back when I went. I've been there several times since then, but yeah, so here's a milk vending machine. So, you know, they got chocolate. They got all sorts of kinds of milk in there. Yeah, and there you go. The milk vending machine that they got there, and a scale if you just want to weigh yourself at an amusement park for some reason. I don't know. I don't get it, but like it is how it is. All right, but before we get too much off on a tangent, let's talk about chapter 1131. And I want to bring up when I was thinking of the thumbnail for this stream, because I have to make 2 thumbnails. I make the thumbnail for the review, but I don't want to reuse the same character I used on the review thumbnail. So it was Robin in the review thumbnail with her pre-time skip haircut, because that's what happened in the chapter. But I was like, man, I don't want to spoil for Loki. I don't want to use Loki yet. I'm going to wait a little while to use Loki. I guess it would probably be fine, because it's been like 3 weeks already. I mean, everybody knows what Loki looks like at this point. But I decided to use Hyruden, because Hyruden killed a moose in this last chapter. So, you know what? Let's talk about that. Hyruden killed a moose, all right? He was having a good time. Him and Stanson went out hunting together. They had a good... He's like, hey there, Stanson, how you doing? I'm doing good, Hyruden. How are you doing? Let's go hunting. Let's go get a moose. What are the others doing? Well, Rode is playing with his dolls or something in that castle. Gerd and Goldberg went to go see what's up with him. But we're real men. We wear flannel. We have body hair. Let's go. And so Stanson and Hyruden went out on a hunting trip, And they killed a moose. Now, here's the thing, though. There was a line from Stanson after they killed the moose, and the translation of this, I've seen so many different translations, and I could not figure out what the hell Stanson was saying. It was like in a weird language. So I was reading this on the official Viz. I shouldn't say it's a weird language. I think originally it was a word that Oda took from like one of the Nordic countries, but was changing it into Japanese, and this is where the confusion came from, right? Okay, so the Viz translation of this is this. We can't use a painter. Those sunstones don't work when it's snowing. All right, that still is confusing as hell, but I'm starting to get a little bit of maybe the implication of what this means, okay? I'm thinking, this is the way I'm interpreting it. Sunstones, which are something that the Vikings actually used in navigation. If you've read Dr. Stone, you know this. But maybe the sunstones that he's talking about are a source of energy, or a source of kind of like dials or the bubbly coral that exists in Fishman Island. Every time we get to a new island, there's always, sometimes you'll have like, a particular thing that'll do like some cool thing, like a device or a tool that like only exists on this island. So what if sunstones are that? Like maybe that's their power source on Elbaf. But Stanson mentions that as long as it's snowing and the sun isn't out, the sunstones maybe don't work, or maybe that's how they charge the sunstones. They use the power of the stone, and then they can maybe use it. Because the argument was they killed this giant dinosaur moose, and they were like, all right, how are we going to get this back to the village? And then Stanson was like, we can't use the sunstones, because it's snowing out. And Hyrudin is like, well, suck it up. I guess we're carrying it. So there was probably some like sled or maybe some hover device or some method, some vehicle that they were going to use to carry the dinosaur moose out of the village. And they were going to power it with sunstones, but it doesn't work right now. That's the best way I got for right now. Yeah. Could be like dials. Yeah, I'm thinking it's kind of like dials. What if the fruit Loki has is the real gum fruit? I'm thinking this. And the Giants assumed that the fruit was the Nika fruit when Luffy's... Yeah. I'm thinking that's going to be it. Because Vegapunk did say that the Gumu Gumu no Mi doesn't show up in the encyclopedia, but Elbaf has been kind of like, Elbaf is not with the rest of the world. I think it's not going to be as isolated as Wano was, but like if there was a special devil fruit that was passed down through the giants, like the patriarchy kind of like Elbaf, like the kings and the monarchy and stuff like that of Elbaf for all those hundreds of years, it would make sense why that devil fruit never ended up in the encyclopedia. And Oda's even said, like, the encyclopedia doesn't count for every single devil fruit that exists in the story, right? Loki's fruit is an evolved jacket fruit. Dude, that'd be badass. That would make Loki want to kill Luffy more. Yeah, probably. The idea is also, like, Loki is very similar to Luffy. Like, he's even messing up people's names. Although, in the case with Luffy, you get that he's just kind of like, he doesn't remember names very well. He's just goofy and kind of stumbles over words, and he's just like, yeah. The idea with Loki is like, I'm so much more important and I have such a higher status than you that I don't really give a shit to remember your name, okay, is kind of the idea. Luffy just, like, you have to make a strong impression on Luffy so he remembers your name, kind of a thing, right? That would make, yeah. The jacket fruit. Luffy is dumb. Loki has dementia, probably. I don't think Loki has dementia. I wouldn't say Luffy is dumb in this respect either. It's just that, like, unless you make a strong impression, Luffy's going to mess up your name. And there was actually a really important thing that got brought up in an SBS. Luffy was messing up Bonnie's name while they were at Elbaf. Not Elbaf, Egghead. And Bonnie, like, corrected him. And eventually he kind of felt a little weird about it. Like, oh, I'm sorry. And he made sure to remember her name afterwards, right? Yeah. How much of Norse lore do you think Oda will attach to Loki? I mean, he's already kind of attaching it because he's chained up to a giant tree and he says that his freedom will result in the end of the world. That is the legend of Loki. Loki kills Balder, or he tricks another god to kill Balder. And Loki is discovered to be the, perpetrator behind that. And so both of his children are killed. One of his children gets turned into a wolf, and then rips out the intestines of his other child, and then those intestines are used as the chains to bind Loki to a rock, and then Loki, is, shaking at the rock, and that causes tremors, and there's a viper that's hung over Loki that drips poison or venom into his mouth, and that causes more earthquakes, and his wife stays faithful and, catches the poison, but every now and then she has to leave to dump out the poison when the bowl gets full, and then that's when Loki really thrashes around and shit. Yeah. So there's already a lot of stuff tied into this. The animals in Elbaf are clearly from Strong World. Yeah, let's talk about that, because it's been a while since I've watched Strong World. I really need to go back and rewatch the whole damn thing. But yeah, Strong World, when they were in Merville, had a bunch of animals, and I think there's a compilation of all these animals here on the wiki. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let's see. Merville. Land hidden in the clouds. It's the Hidden Cloud Village. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's look through this bestiary of all the different animals that exist in Strong World. And let's see who we're going to line up with here. Okay, so fauna. All right, what do we got? We got the Land Gator, Mori Dako, Don Kamakiri, Terror Guma, or Kuma, so bear, Guntai Ari, Shimatori. Okay, we've definitely seen the bear. The bear looks exactly like the bear that came out of the mountains in the last chapter. The Baku Same means shark. Baku Same. All right, that looks like something we've probably seen so far. The fat lion, King Umi Mukade, Maogame, that mammoth. We saw the mammoth in the last chapter. Saw the mammoth. Kung Fu Dot, Spider Tank. I didn't even know every single one of these had. The kill rabbit. That's like the glutton bunny. Yeah, there's the Del Kong. That's from the chapter, definitely. What was it? There's also a wolf. Yeah. The wolf is new. Yeah, I don't see a wolf. I don't see the wolf on here. Well, we were all thinking that Shiki was the dude hanging out on the shore, waiting for the Straw Hats to show up. He was like, yes, come, Straw Hats, right? So that's probably Shiki. And if it is Shiki, maybe Elbaf's just going to turn out to be Canon Merville. Why not, right? Yeah, the Baku's... Yeah, we see that through the Great Eric. Yeah, we see that thing. Hold on. Yeah, yeah. This is 100%... Yeah, because it looked like Jormungandr. That was 100% that. Yeah. We see that thing in the last chapter. Absolutely. This is like Mothra. Got Mothra. Okay, cool. All right. This is going to be fun then. So we're just going to, let's just make the events of Strong World, but in Elbaf. Why not, right? I think it's different animals, just an art style thing. I mean, for all intents and purposes, they're the same animal. Maybe they don't have the exact names, but, might as well. It's the same animal, The Etosaurus is the moose. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Etosaurus. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the moose. That's the damn moose. Yeah. Dude, I can't wait to see this giant lion, the fat lion. That lion's fat. That lion has diabetes, man. This lion needs to go on a diet. His doctor is really telling him he's getting up there. Damn it. So, yeah, I didn't even notice that in the review. I started seeing some people pointing that out, though. It was pretty cool. Fat lion! Oh, look at his little stubby legs. Oh, that's cute. He's trying his best. All right. So, yeah, Stanson and Hyrudin killed a moose. They're going to try to bring it back to the village. But, yeah, moving on to more important stuff in the chapter. That's the least important thing in the chapter is Hyrudin kills a moose. All right. So Loki's proposal to Luffy, his original proposal was, free me, and then I'll wipe out any pirate crew you want. Luffy doesn't really respond to that. He doesn't really say yes. He doesn't really say no either. Like, screw you, I don't need you to do my job for me. I'll take out any pirate crew that bothers me. He doesn't really say that. He doesn't really react at all. Because, like, Loki is making this proposal to Luffy, and then Luffy's kind of, like, laying on Loki's leg, just kind of chilling out, and then he immediately, like, his observation, you know, flares up, and he realizes that there's animals approaching from the forest. He's like, oh, what's going on over here? So we didn't really get to see Luffy's response to that. And then that follows in, that leads in with calling Shanks a coward. And then as soon as that happens, that's when Loki changes gears, and he's like, well, wait a minute. How about I tell you about Shanks and in exchange you free me? There we go. Oh, is that Saiyaman in chat? Saiyaman? The great Saiyaman is in the chat? Okay. What if Frankie true form is hidden underneath Frankie bulky body? That's his real final power up, this Oda. So now I think he pretty much modified his real form. Somebody actually asked Oda, like, how does Frankie sleep with all of the orbs and stuff on his back? And he actually has a thing called, what's it called? The airbag. He has Frankie airbag. So he'll, like, fall back and an airbag will pop out, and that's how Frankie sleeps, with his giant shoulder orbs. But from the last chapter, we've definitely seen that Frankie has, like, different sized orbs. He can switch out his orbs for smaller ones if he needs to. The great Saiyaman. Why wasn't he in Superhero? Frankie's power resides on his balls. Yeah, the bigger Frankie's balls, the stronger he is. It might be. I don't know if it's a reference to Little Garden. It's something, though. We're gonna... Oda's dropping, like, oh, the Sunstones. Wink. We have no idea what the Sunstones are yet, but we will. We'll find out. We'll find out. Elbaf. Yeah. So, like, Luffy does want to learn about Shanks, and he wants to know what's up. So, I'm thinking Loki... I mean, Luffy was probably going to free him anyway. I mean, because, you know, especially with the whole idea of, like, if I get freed, the world will end and all that shit. I don't think Luffy's going to be really scared by that. If anything, Luffy's just going to be like, really? That sounds cool. What are you going to do? I don't know. I guess you're going to have to find out. Free me and find out. I'm like, all right, bet. Let's see what happens here. You know? So they're going to have to go up to the village. Everybody's going to rendezvous in the village. Luffy has to go to the village to get the key. Sanji's group is going to end up in the village at the end of the rope. And then Hiruden and Stanson are also going up to the village. So, and also I guess Saul was in the village too. So that's Robin's group's going to end up there. So everybody's going to end up in this big Elbaf village. And that's going to be kind of where everybody, like, figures out where they're going to go from there. Yeah. I did read the official chapters. I'm actually have it up right next to me here, the official viz. So, yeah, well, I think the biggest problem, I think, is the size of these chains. Because Yamato's... Were Yamato's confirmed to be Sea Prism, actually? I actually have a feeling they weren't. Luffy removed the explosive handcuffs Kaido had used to imprison Yamato. I don't think that Yamato's were Sea Prism. Because Yamato, like, the whole point was Yamato staying on Onigashima, not Yamato not using his Okuchi no Makami form. So... yeah, I don't think that his were, Sea Prism Stone. Also, just the sheer size of these, like, Luffy is not going to be able to, like, rip off Loki's chains the same way as he was able to remove the collar or the handcuffs. You know what I mean? Like, these chains are fucking massive, okay? And they are confirmed to be Sea Prism. And it's probably not a weakened form of Sea Prism. These are probably, like, pure... Look, the idea is that Loki's strength is zapped from this, and yet he's still... He doesn't look weakened. He doesn't look weakened. He just looks like... he's chained up and be like, hey, how you doing? Wanna help me get out of here? Like, he doesn't seem to be tired or anything like that. He seems to be in good spirits, all things considered. He could still shout and scream. You know what I mean? He has energy. It doesn't seem to be like he's that weak, and that's how freaking strong he is. Yeah. Yeah, they were just explosive. They weren't Sea Prism. Yamato could still go into his form afterwards, yeah. Yeah, I mentioned it in the review that the people that were wearing the cloaks in the forest, some of them might have been a member of Kid's crew. I don't know if Kid would be part of that group, but maybe part of the crew is maybe Kid and Killer are off somewhere else in the forest, like recovering or something. Oda Sodas red hair versus Barto Club. Oh man, yeah. Like whatever would happen, I guarantee it, even if Kid's not dead, I mean, they're still going to be both really fucked up and injured from, Shanks' Kamusari and shit. So, you know what I mean? Like, they might not be walking through the forest. It'd be funny if Kid lost his other arm. Actually, it would be. You should read Ashen Lad Folktales. I should, yeah. I'm reading They Didn't Recognize Luffy. I mean, there's really no point where, I guess they would have recognized Luffy if they were part of Kid's crew. Because they were kind of like, what the hell? How do you do that? That prison is like Impel Down level 5. Maybe that's what it was based after. It's all connected. Yeah, when Shanks arrived, they were there before Shanks wrecked the Kid Pirates, so yeah. I mean, it's possible that some of them could have found their way, like, because that was like one particular group of those prisoners. Maybe they were there for a while. Maybe the Kid crew is still all banged up and healing. Maybe they're in a cave somewhere with maybe those people are looking after them. But those people in particular weren't members of the Kid crew. Yeah. Yeah, Loki does kind of have Beetlejuice energy a little bit. Hey there, come on, you little rubber kid, come on, let me free. I'll make it worth your while. Come on, buddy, say the words. Come on. Whose bounty was higher than Loki's 6 years ago? Who bounty was higher than Loki's 6 years ago? I mean, like Kaido's and Big Mom's probably still were. Shanks became an emperor 6 years ago, so this probably has something to do with it. I would assume. Loki is also chained up like how Oars was. Like, Oars, like, what do you mean? Like, in the freezer? Of Thriller Bark? I mean, I guess. My dryer's done. I have to fold my laundry. It's laundry day. I find it funny that Little Garden is like Elbaf with the moose dinosaurs they hunt in the primal underworld. I mean, Dory and Bragi, when they were on Egghead and they saw the Gorosei, they did mention that, like, it's like we're back home fighting the giant monsters in the Elbaf, underworld or in the Elbaf forests and shit like that, So, there you go. Any chance Oda can accept fan requests? Like, fan requests for, like, artwork? He does that all the time. It's just that I can't imagine how many recommendations and how many requests he gets. He probably gets quite a few, and he just picks a random one. Like, all right, that looks good. Probably has somebody pick them out for him, probably. Yeah. Shanks officially putting Elbaf under his protection and helping to defeat Loki. Almost certainly is what got Shanks the status of Yonko. Probably something along those lines, yeah. What do you think special bounty means? Like, do you think it's like an only dead kind of situation? Or is it special in the sense that, like, Loki's not technically a pirate, he's not a bandit, he's not a revolutionary, he's just a guy, I guess, he's just your ordinary giant that has an ancient devil fruit that can end the world. I mean, right? Like, so there it is. Fan request for his story. I don't think Oda would take fan requests for One Piece. I don't think that's how that works. There's also probably like a legality version of that, like issue with that. Because like what happens if someone's like, Oda, I want you to write a story where the Straw Hats go to the Marshmallow Kingdom. And then Oda's like, okay, I'll write an arc where they go to the Marshmallow Kingdom. It's just like, hey, I had that idea. Oda, where's my royalties? You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm sure there's a reason why they don't do that. Yeah. You get a special gold star worth 2.6 billion. Would Robin's first bounty be special then? Maybe. I don't know. It's specified special. It's specified special. Yeah, it's the user of the fruit, whoever has it, maybe. Like, yeah, whoever has this fruit gets it. Doesn't matter who it is. Yeah, Toriko did have fan-made designs for monsters. Yeah, I'm not sure how that worked, Unless there was like a little disclaimer thing when you sent in the submission. Like, if you send in a submission and the author uses it for something, just keep in mind you don't get any royalties for that. You get a free chocolate bar if you give Loki to the Marines. Ah, shit. 2.6 billion and a free chocolate bar? Count me in. I think special means anyone can claim it, even pirates. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, because the whole idea, this is why we need more bounty hunters in One Piece. A lot of people have been saying that, and I mean, it's true, because it's like, who the fuck could possibly bring in, like, the 4 billion bounty of Big Mom or Shanks or Kaido? You know what I mean? Like, who could possibly do that? Like, if a pirate kills them, they don't get the bounty. If a Marine kills them, like, if a Marine Admiral took out Kaido or something, like, they're not going to get... That's their job. They're not going to get the bounty. Drug Peklo needs to appear. I like Drug Peklo's design. He was pretty cool. 2.6 billion berries worth of chocolate. Chocolate! Yeah, Johnny and Yosaku are on that shit. Don't worry. No, dude, Johnny and Yosaku. Hold on a minute. Let me pull up the... Let me look this up. Oh, man, 100 doll hairs. With regards to Frankie upgrade video, do you think he upgrades his junk, or do you think it would be off limits due to being unmanly to have artificial enhancements? I think the only one to know for sure is upgrades. I don't think Frankie would mess with his balls. You know, it's the same thing. Like, that's a very tender area. I don't think Frankie... I mean, Frankie could probably install a chainsaw on his dick if he really wanted to. But, like, I think there's certain things that he's not going to mess with, you know? The balls are still real, because we know that for certain because Robin squeezed them. So Frankie could replace his balls with, like, solid titanium or something, but he chose not to for a reason. What about the shaft, though? Dude, so part of my gaming group, one of my friends, Kennedy, she runs well, she doesn't run it, but she works for a tattoo parlor, okay? And they're getting, like, piercers in and stuff like that to do piercings and stuff. And she showed me the Jacob's Ladder piercing, which is, like, it's just a bunch of, like, piercings in your dick. It's just right up the shaft of your dick. It's, like, 10 piercings just in your dick. And I'm like, oh, God. Like, that's a lot of piercings. Good Lord. But that exists. But let me show you Yosaku here. Check him out. Yosaku got jacked from the last time we've seen him. So I think he could bring in Kaido. I think he could bring in Blackbeard. I mean, let's not diss Johnny either. Johnny's lifting up a giant fish one-handed there. That fish probably weighs like 70, 80 pounds. Now, that fish probably weighs over 100. That's a big-ass fish. He's one-arming a 100-pound fish. That's pretty good. It says Tyrio on its back. It's big catch. Big catch. Oh, yeah. That's what Johnny and Yosaku are up to. They're hitting the gym. They're going to show up in the new world. They're going to be ready. Good luck, Spider-Man, with your random exam, whatever it is. All right, Tiger. I would ask that you do not spam the chat with questions, please. What happened to the bounty hunters? There's just not that many of them. We haven't really seen that many of them. Daz Bones used to be a bounty hunter. Johnny and Yosaku were bounty hunters. There's like Sidre's group shows up in the anime, but other than the anime, we really don't get that many in the manga. I guess you could argue like maybe the Cross Guild is made up of maybe some bounty hunters and stuff, maybe. But they're more pirates now because they're working under Buggy. Shuraya was so cool in movie 4. Yeah, I like Shuraya. Shiraya was basically just prototype Sabo, but it worked. He worked. Yeah, Bill from the Silver Mine. They're all non-canon. That's like, yeah, the Shovel guy. Shovel Knight. The Ice Hunters, once again, not canon. It's like every single time One Piece needs a villain in the anime or in a movie or in an OVA, it's like, let's just use a bounty hunter. Why won't the Giants kill Loki? I would argue you can't. Even tied up, you can't kill him. Maybe they tried. Maybe they tried cutting his head off. It didn't work. Maybe they tried, like, executing him a bunch of different ways and it just didn't work. When is Eneru coming back? Chapter 1192. The immortality no me. Yeah. He's Eisen, basically. Yeah, why not? How old do you think Loki is? Well, he's actually, we know. He's like 64. We know this because he was born during Big Mom's backstory. So he's 63. 63. Loki is Kaido 2.0. The chains broke. Wait until those chains break, man. I swear, he breaks those chains, he's going to be out. The Sun Logia. Oh, God. I was throwing out the idea it might be some kind of nuclear power fruit. Like, straight up, like, the power of the sun. You know? Like, yeah. Not just like a metaphor, like the power of the sun, the hope of a new dawn breaching the night. No. Like, the actual, like, my power is nuclear fusion. Here you go. That is the power of my devil fruit. The Jesus Zone. I'm still upset that Jesus Burgess didn't eat the Jesus Zone. That would have been great. That would have been fun. I might do another art contest. That was a lot of work with the last one we did, though, so the next one would probably be even bigger. Might be Ancient Kingdom tech left over. Yeah, it could be. Solar-powered levitation. I could see that. If Loki is that dangerous, why don't they kill him? Yeah, they might not be able to. They took maybe they took a giant fuck-off axe and tried to hack his head off, and it just wouldn't work. It just broke. So they're like, all right, I guess we tie him to a tree, and that's all we can do. I wonder why Loki genuinely thinks he's the sun god, because whatever fruit he ate probably made him think he's the sun god. Feed him 2 devil fruits. You know, that might work. It might not work. We don't know. We do not know, because if it was that easy to get rid of characters, I'm sure they would have been using that already as a method. You know? Like, somebody would have tried that on Kaido. Like, Kaido had been imprisoned for, like, a bunch of times at Punk Hazard and by the government. And if it was that easy to kill Kaido by just force-feeding him another devil fruit, I'm sure they would have fucking done that already. So, there has to be a reason. Maybe it has something to do with hockey. Like, if you have enough hockey, you can, like, override the second fruit or something. I'm feeling like there's going to be an explanation for that. Oh. Yep. Should have thrown him into the sea. Why not stick him in the sea? Once again, I don't think that would have done it. He's too strong. He's too powerful. Like, the idea is, like, once you get, like, a powerful enough character, like, even, like, yeah, the devil fruit weaknesses are still there, but it's not going to, like, instantly kill you. You know? Like, San Juan Wolf had a devil fruit in the water, and it was still, like, he could still walk around a little bit in the water. Like, once you get strong enough, like, getting knocked into the water doesn't really do as much. It definitely weakens you, but there's a difference between weakening you and outright killing you. Too powerful to drown? Yeah. Same thing with Kaido. Like, I don't think, like, Kaido getting knocked into the ocean would have immediately resulted in Kaido, like, drowning and dying. Yeah. Yeah, for the story purposes, he's alive is honestly what it is. Yeah, Kaido's also a fish. And Jack is a fish man, so he didn't drown. He just kind of like, ugh, this sucks. It wasn't even like he was unconscious or anything like that. Jack was able to maintain consciousness, even completely submerged. Just he couldn't die. You know, he couldn't really move that well, but he wasn't like, oh, it hurts so much. He was just like, shit, this is annoying. Somebody pull me out of here already. What if eating 2 devil fruits causes both fruits to stop spawning together? Maybe. There might be a reason. I feel like there's got to be a reason. I mean, it doesn't really give him gills, but he is a fish, technically, by the name of the fruit. I guess dragons are a subspecies of fish in the One Piece world. Luffy will jump on a giant's boobs. He's done it before. He'll do it again, damn it. Oh, Dragon question, yeah. Does Dragon have any affiliation with Elbaf, and what are your hopes for him as a character? I don't think Dragon has any affiliations with Elbaf. I mean, like, he has affiliations with Vegapunk, who had affiliations with Elbaf, but I don't think Dragon is in particular contacting Elbaf. Like, that'd be really cool. I mean, Morley is a member of the Revolutionary Army, but I don't know Morley's whole backstory, you know? Like, yeah, Morley was imprisoned and impelled down for a while and then got out. But we've learned from Saul that not all giants come from Elbaf. So maybe Morley's not from Elbaf. Plus, I mean, that might require Dragon to face another direction, and we can't very well have that now, can we? He did face west, I think. Toward the setting sun, I think. You know what? I was thinking that too, Excel. Like, Road is a legit murderer, so they should really punish him for that. But considering where we're going here with the underworld and all the... There's human, like, prisoners on the island that are getting devoured by animals and shit. I don't think the giants give a shit, is really the idea. So I guess we're just going to have to accept that as, like, yeah, humans landed on Elbaf. They get eaten by giant animals. Some of them get, you know, kidnapped by Road into his Lego city, and then they get eaten by a giant rabbit. It's just how it goes, man. Oh, by the way, somebody else brought this up. This was interesting. The sea level rose. So doesn't that mean, like, the Elbaf tree, there's even more of it, like, under the water? Unless the Elbaf tree came into existence during... But I don't think it did, because here's the... This is an interesting thing. Let me read the official translation of this. Okay. These mountains have existed for tens of thousands of years. That's from the official. In our mythology, we call this the first world. So it's like the mountainous area, the underworld where Loki is imprisoned. That's like the primordial state of the world. A lot of mythologies have this. Norse mythology has this. It's really great. It's a... Actually, wait, I might have the book. Oh, do I have the book? Hold on. Yes, hold on. This is great. I'm just going to show you the book. Yeah, this one right here. Oh, my God. This story. Oh, dude. I love this shit. This is great. This was the first ever book I bought on Norse mythology, probably like 12 years ago now. All right, this is great. This is the origin. This is the primordial world of Norse mythology. Get ready for this shit. It's so fucking great. All right. A giant, a cow, and a hero. All right. I need you to follow me along with this, all right? Just accept it. In the beginning of ages, there lived a cow. Okay, so in Norse mythology, first thing to ever exist, a cow. Don't ask where the cow came from. Don't ask anything like that. In the beginning, we got a cow. All right? Okay. Moo. Yes. Whose, in the beginning of ages there lived a cow, whose breath was sweet and whose milk was bitter. The cow was called Alhumla, and she lived all by herself on a frosty, misty plain where there was nothing to be seen but heaps of snow and ice piled strangely over one another. So it's just this empty wasteland of snow and ice, and in the middle of this wasteland of just nothing but ice and snow and detritus lies a cow. All right? Far away to the north, it was night. Far away to the south, it was day. But all around where Adhumla lay, a cold gray twilight reigned. By and by, a giant came out of the dark north and lay down upon the ice near Adhumla. "You must let me drink of your milk," said the giant to the cow. And though her milk was bitter, he liked it as well. And for him, it was certainly good enough. And there's also a fucking illustration. So in case you needed some visual representation on the giant drinking the cow's milk, there you go. Oh, man. So a giant appeared out of the north one day. Yeah, that's how it goes. After a little while, the cow looked all around for her to something to eat, and she saw a few grains of salt sprinkled over the ice. So she licked the salt and breathed with her sweet breath, and then long golden locks rose out of the ice, and the southern day shone upon them, which made them look bright and glittering. The giant frowned when he saw the glitter of the golden hair, but Adhumla licked the pure salt again, and the head of a man rose out of the ice. The head was more handsome than could be described, and a wonderful light beamed out of its clear blue eyes. The giant frowned still more when he saw the head, but Adhumla licked the salt a third time. Bad shit happens in mythology. Okay, maybe not always bad shit, but you can be guaranteed weird shit happens in mythology in groups of 3, okay? And then an entire man arose, a hero, majestic in strength and marvelous in beauty. I was registered to you back when you had several thousands. Wait. Do you think any of Luffy's crew would eat a devil fruit? What do you mean several thousands registered? You mean subscribers, maybe? That might be a different translation. Yeah, I mean, like, I would love to see, maybe not Usopp, but Usopp's Kabuto eat a devil fruit. That'd be cool. I still think Frankie with a devil fruit would be badass, but he doesn't need it. Yeah. That's just mythology in general, yeah. Will the cow appear on Elbaf? I hope there's a fucking cow on Elbaf. I really do. Wait a minute, I know mythology story. Something bad is going to happen with that cow. Hold on, you want me to keep reading the story? Because this is the origin myth. This is the primordial stuff. There's only like a couple pages of this shit. You also got to keep in mind, like, Norse mythology is not great for continuity. A lot of myths aren't. Some cultures' mythologies are a little bit better with continuity than others. Norse mythology is just kind of all over the place. Like, I remember there's one story where I think it's Thor needs some help with something, and he goes to a dwarf, and they give the name of the dwarf. I can't remember his name. And, like, this dwarf shows up out of nowhere, helps Thor with this one task, and that's it. He's never referenced again in all of Norse mythology. It's like, who's this dwarf? Where did he come from? What's his story? No idea. He's there to help Thor with this one task, and that is it. He's there to point Thor in one direction, and that's all he does, okay? It's just like, what? Okay. Shut up and read. Okay. So, all right, but before we continue with this, let's just recap to see where we're at, okay? Empty wasteland. There's a cow. The cow has sweet breath and bitter milk. Giant shows up out of nowhere, drinks from the cow's teat, just directly from the tap. It just goes for it. And then the cow is hungry and then sees some salt and then licks the salt 3 times. And this beautiful, sexy man among men emerges out of the ice. And the giant is like, oh, I'm kind of, I'm disgusted by this. Okay, so we all caught up. All right, we're all caught up. All right, here we go. Now, it happened that when the giant looked full in the face of that beautiful man, he hated him with his whole heart. And what was still worse, he took a terrible oath. By all the snows of Gingagap, I guess that was the name of the icy wasteland, Gingagap, that he would never cease fighting until either he or Buri the hero would lie dead upon the ground. Okay, so Buri was the name of the hero. So there's a giant, this dirty giant that shambles down from the north, drinks cow's milk, and then there's this dude that walks out. He's like, "My name is Buri. Hello there. I'm awesome. I'm sexy. Let's strike a pose." And the giant is just like, "Fuck you, Buri. We are enemies forever." There are only 3 things that exist right now. A cow, me, and you. And fuck you. Buri with B-U-R-I is the name of is how you pronounce his name or spell his name. Oh, man. It's just 3 things that exist, and one of them is a cow. Oh, man. I can relate. All right. Okay. So, he would never cease fighting until either he or Buri the hero should lie dead upon the ground. And he kept his vow. He did not cease fighting until Buri had fallen beneath his cruel blows. So the giant just killed him. Beautiful, sexy man, Johnny Bravo, emerges out of the ice, and this giant is like, "Fuck you. I'm not stopping until you are dead." And he does it. And then he did. All right. I cannot tell how it could be that one so wicked should be able to conquer one so majestic and beautiful, but so it was. Okay, that's kind of a that's for your origin. This is the Norse mythology creation myth. This is the Genesis. All right, imagine if in the story of Adam and Eve, it's just like, yes, God created Adam and Eve, and then, I don't know, Cain and Abel, and then, Adam kills Abel, and then Abel swears a blood oath against Cain, and then you know what I mean? It's just like, yeah. So it's just like, this is just going, I'm following along. I mean, like, but it's the idea of, like, the giants are evil. Keep in mind, that's kind of the overarching theme in Norse mythology, is the giants are sort of the bad guys. All right, so their origin story makes sense in that context with, like, oh yeah, man, there was the giants, and then there was Buri, and then he had to kill Buri, the hero, immediately. Dude, there's not even, like, a good reason for it either. They don't even give a reason. They don't even say that, like, I guess he says, he looked in the face of the beautiful man and he hated him with his whole heart. I guess because he was jealous. It doesn't really clarify that. It is like, it's like, I hate this guy. I want him dead. It's like, all right. What did the cow think of all this? We're not getting the cows. We're not getting Adhumla's perspective on this. All right. God would win. High diff. All right. See what we got here. Want to hear your thoughts if you think Shanks will help to beat Loki, and that's what made him a Yonko. Yeah, I think we talked about that a little earlier. I think that is what happened. It was something that involved Shanks in Loki is what resulted in him becoming a Yonko. And maybe that's even where the special bounty came from, is, Shanks killed him. Not killed him, but, like, helped imprison him. And maybe... Oh, and also, this was something that I saw a comment. When Shanks... If that was the real Shanks that was visiting the Gorosei way back at Reverie, and he's like, I need you to talk about you, a certain pirate... I guess Loki's not technically a pirate, so he probably was referring to Blackbeard, but maybe he was talking about Loki, if Loki's considered a pirate. He does have a belt buckle that has, like, a skull and a crown on it, so maybe Loki does consider himself a pirate. Who knows? All right, okay, continuing the story. Okay, so the giant, whose name we still do not know, killed Buri the hero. So evil kind of triumphs in this point here. All right. I cannot tell how one so wicked would conquer one so majestic, but so it was. Afterwards, when the sons of the hero began to grow up, the giant and his sons fought against them too, and were very near conquering them many times. So, just ignore the fact that, like in one paragraph, we have the creation of Buri, and then by the end of the same paragraph, Buri is dead, and he has children somehow. How? That's what I mean, man. That's what I mean. That's Norse mythology. That's just how it happens. Like, wait, when did he have sons? It's like, we don't know, but he has it now, all right? And so the giant is still fighting the sons, like, even after he killed their dad. But there was one of the sons of the heroes, one of the very great of wisdom and strength, called Odin. It's Odin. That's one of the sons of Buri was Odin. I think we all know Odin. who, after many combats, did at last slay the great old giant, and pierced his body through with his keen spear, so that the blood swelled forth in a mighty torrent, broad and deep, and all the hideous giant brood were drowned in it except one, who ran away panting and afraid. So there's a couple of things to infer here. So Buri, the hero, had children somehow, and the giant also had offspring somehow. They don't explain how or how many or when it happened, but it happened. And then Odin was so good at killing this giant, the blood comes out and drowns all the other giants. So, except for one who ran away. The heroes... Wait, no, I skipped a paragraph. After this, Odin called round him his sons, brothers, and cousins, and spoke. Where are all these people coming from? Damn it, Norse mythology. We went from 3 things existing, a cow, a giant, and a hero, to like, Odin now has an extended family. He's like, come on, my brothers. Come on, my cousins. Come on, my second cousins. My distant relatives from Ohio. Come here and gather together. They're just spawning out of the ether. I love this. So Odin gathers a roundtable conference of his extended family that just exists now. Heroes, we have won a great victory. Our enemies are dead or have run away from us. Maybe they should have killed that one last giant. Odin killed all the giants except the one dude that ran away, and Odin's like, whatever. We killed all the giants. We killed 99% of the giants. There's one that's left, but who gives a shit? We cannot stay any longer here, where there is nothing evil for us to fight against. That's the reason. So they're like, we can't stay in the wasteland anymore. If they even are still in the wasteland. We still don't have an update on the cow. What happened to I don't even know if the cow is mentioned again. The cow is just, I think, out of the story. Yeah, I don't think the cow shows back up. The cow's done. Cow's done. That was the story of the cow. All right, there you go. I guess the cow might have died, or maybe not. Who knows? Yeah. So Odin declares, southward heat lies, and northward night. From the dim east, the sun begins his journey westward home. Westward home, they all shouted, and westward they went. So they went west, into the setting sun. Odin rode in the midst of them, and they all paid him reverence and homage as their king and their father. On his right hand rode Thor, Odin's strong, warlike eldest son. On his left hand rode Balder, the most beautiful and exalted of his children, for the very light of the sun itself shone forth from his pure and noble brow. After him came Tyr the brave, the silent Vidar, Hoder, who at last was born blind. Maybe Loki was born blind. I guess not, because we see a flashback of his eyes open, but who knows? Hermond, the flying word, Bragi, Hanar, and many more mighty lords and heroes, and then came a shell chariot in which they sat Frigga, the wife of Odin, with all of her daughters, friends, and tire women. Tire women. Tirewomen. Tire women. Women that sell tires? Tire women. It's a handmaid. It's a lady. It's a maid. Okay. So we went from nothing to giants and Odin's extended family to Frigga having daughters, friends from the coffee shop, and handmaids. All right. Then Balder made his gate, and he would call it Baldur's Gate 3 for the PlayStation 5. Shortened later to just Baldur's Gate. Did you notice the animals in 1131 are from Strong World? Yeah, we talked about that earlier. We pulled up the bestiary of all the animals. Yeah. Okay. 11 months they journeyed. I love now they're giving a time lapse for this. 11 months. Not quite a year, but 11 months. Why 11 months specifically? Such a weird number. I'll just make it a year. Just like for 1 year they journeyed. So I guess, okay, so it's, all right, so all this shit happens with the giant. You know, they kill a shitload of the giants, and they drown their children in blood. One of them gets away. Odin gets all of his extended family together, his wife, his wife's friends, and his handmaids. They all form a convoy, and they start making their way west. And they travel west for 11 months specifically, all right? 11 months they journeyed westward, enlivening the way with cheerful songs and conversation. And at the 12th new moon, here we go, they pitched their tents upon a range of hills where stood near the borders of an inland sea. The greater part of one night they were disturbed by mysterious whisperings. Ooh. So they make camp and they start hearing weird shit out there in the nothingness, which appeared to proceed from the sea coast and creep up the mountainside. But as Tyr, who got up half a dozen times and ran furiously about among the gorse and the bushes, always returning, saying he could see no one, Frigga and her maidens at length resigned themselves to sleep, though they certainly trembled and started a good deal at intervals. Odin laid awake all night, however, for he felt certain that something unusual was going to happen. And such proved to be the case, for in the morning, before the tents were struck, I love how they're gods, but they still have to all right, everybody, I think it's time for us to, hoist off our packs, start setting up the tent. Where did they get the tents from? Start pounding the tent stakes in the ground. This is Odin Allfather, king of the giants, king of the gods, pounding tent stakes into the ground. God, I love fucking mythology, man. It's great. It's great, dude. All right, so they're hearing some rumblings and some whisperings off. They're hearing some creepypasta shit off in the brush. All right, so what's going to startle our heroes? Is Loki gonna pop out and go blah? Okay. Oh, all right, okay. A most terrific hurricane leveled the poles and torn the pieces, and the damask coverings swept over the water furiously up the mountain gorges, round the base of the hills, and up again all along their steep sides and faces of the heroes. So it was a hurricane. So they kept hearing weird noises off in the brush, and Tyr gets up to circle around, and what was it? It was a hurricane. Okay, well, those do tend to sneak up on people, I guess. Yeah, it was a hurricane. That was the jump scare. Thor swung himself backwards and forwards and threw stones in every possible direction. Everybody get back! There's a hurricane! He keeps throwing stones. Hurricane, yes, of course. Oh, man. So Thor starts throwing, he starts yeeting stones in every direction. Tyr sat down on the top of the precipice and defied the winds to displace him, while Balder vainly endeavored to comfort his poor mother. Aw, Frigga. So Balder's like, it's okay, Mom, it's just a hurricane. Big brother Thor is throwing rocks. That'll fix it somehow. But Odin stepped forth, calm and unruffled, spread his arms toward the sky, and called out to the spirits of the wind, "Cease, strange Vanir," for that was the name by which they were called. "Cease your rough play, and tell us in what manner we have offended you, that you serve us thus." So I guess it wasn't a hurricane, it was the Vanir, were the Vanar. They were the ones that were summoning the hurricane because I guess Odin's convoy pissed them off or something like that, yeah. Thor was just Thor was a dumb kid. He was a couple of crayons short in the box. You know what I mean? It's just, he's a hurricane. He just starts throwing rocks. He's not the brightest kid, but he's trying. The winds laughed in a whispered chorus at the words of the brave king, and after a few low titterings, sank into silence. But each sound in dying grew into a shape. One by one, the strange, loose-limbed, uncertain forms stepped forth from caves, from gorges, dropped from the treetops, or rose out of the grass. Each wind gust a separate van. It's just separate van. I lived in a van down by the river. Then Njord, their leader, stood forward from the rest of them. All right, so there's a bunch of Vanir, fairies and shit, summoning a hurricane to piss off Odin and everybody. And so Odin is like, hey, the fuck did we do to you? What? Let's talk this out. You know what I mean? And so Njord appears to talk to Odin. "We know, almighty Odin, how you and your company are truly the Aesir, that is to say, the lords of the whole earth, since you slew the huge wicked giant. We too are lords, not of the earth, but of the sea and of the air. And we thought to have such glorious sport in fighting against one another. Oh, okay, so they were just itching for a fight. They were like, oh, Odin killed the giants, so this guy is the king of the earth. Well, we're the kings of the air and the sea. So we saw you and we're like, all right, let's have a brawl. Let's have an old-fashioned giant fairy Vanir Aesir fight. Let's just bring it on. Let's see what happens. Big whoop. Want to fight about it? That kind of shit, right? They were always there, I guess. Yeah. You can make whatever comparisons you want at One Piece at this point. Not really sure. All right. To this, Njord contested, whistled goodbye to his kinfolk. Wait, did I skip something? I think I might have. Oh, no. Yeah, I did. Okay. Sport in fighting against one another. But if such be not your pleasure, let us instead of that shake hands. Oh, okay. So they're actually pretty chill. They're actually like, hey, we wanted to fight you because you're, like, really strong. But if you don't want to fight, we could just shake hands and call it even. And as he spoke, Njord held out his long, cold hand, which was like a windbag to the touch. Does Odin accept the handshake of peace? Odin grasped it heartily. He firmly grasped it. Odin firmly grasped it, as did all the Aesir, for they liked the appearance of the good-natured, gusty chief, whom they begged to become one of their company and live henceforth with them. Oh, that's nice. There was a little bit of murder earlier, but that was mostly the giant that did all of that. You know, Odin's pretty chill. It's like, hey, yeah, I mean, I don't want to fight you guys. If you want to let's just shake hands, and then you can join our convoy, and everything will be good. To this, Njord consented, whistled goodbye to his kinsfolk, and strode cheerfully amongst his new friends. So the chief of the wind spirits just joined up with Odin. All right. After this, they journeyed on and steadily westward until they reached the summit of a lofty mountain called the Meeting Hill. There they all sat around in a circle and took a general survey of the surrounding neighborhood. They just surveyed the surrounding neighborhood. Are there good schools? Where's the nearest grocery store, you know? Is there a Whole Foods? As they sat talking together, Baldur looked up suddenly and said, "It is not strange, Father Odin, that we do not find any traces of that giant who fled from us." Okay, so they did remember that. "And who escaped drowning in his father's blood. Perhaps he has fallen into Niflheim and so perished," remarked Thor. But Njord pointed northward where the troubled ocean rolled and said, "Yonder, beyond where the troubled ocean rolled. Yonder, beyond the sea, lies the snowy region of Jotunheim. It is there the giant lives and builds cities and castles and brings up his children, a more hideous brood than even the old one." Wow, this giant that escaped, they really should have killed that guy. In 11 months, he was able to go to Jotunheim and built cities and castles already. He already has a whole they've already, you saw how quickly they repopulated during the beginning. In one paragraph, they already had like a second-generation family going on. They left this giant free for 11 months. He's already got a whole fucking empire going. Man. Yeah, they should have killed that guy. It's just like, damn. They reproduce quickly. All right. "How do you know that, Njord?" asked Odin. Odin's like, "How the fuck do you know that?" "I have seen him many times, both before I came to live with you and also since then, at night, when I have not been able to sleep and have made little journeys to Jotunheim to pass the time away." "This is indeed terrible news," said Frigga, "for the giants will come out again of Jotunheim and devastate the earth." "Not so," answered Odin. "Not so, my dear Frigga. For here, upon this very hill, we will build for ourselves a city, from which we will keep guard over the poor earth with its weak men and women." I guess men and women exist now. "And from whence we will all go forth to make war upon Jotunheim." "That is remarkably well said, Father Odin," observed Thor, laughing amidst his red beard. So Thor's beard is canonically red. Yeah, he's not blonde. He's canonically a ginger. That is remarkably... Okay. Tyr shouted, and Vidar smiled, but said nothing. And then all the Aesir set to work with their whole strength and industry. to build for themselves a glorious city on the summit of the mountain. For days and weeks and months and years they worked and never wearied. So strong a purpose was it then in them, so determined and powerful they were to fulfill it. Even Frigga and her ladies did not disdain to fetch stones in their marble wheelbarrows or to draw water from the well in golden buckets. They had to have golden buckets. Like, that just sounds more godly to have golden buckets. So everybody's working together to build this city from the ground up. And then with delicate hands to mix the mortar upon silver plates. Golden buckets and silver plates. And so that city rose by beautiful degrees, stone above stone, tower above tower, height above height, until it crowned the hill. I think we're almost done. We have one paragraph left. Then all the Aesir stood at a little distance and looked at it and sighed from their great happiness. Towering at the giddy height in their city of the center of the city rose Odin's seat, called Air Throne, from whence he could see over the whole earth. On one side of Air Throne stood the Palace of Friends. There's a location in the Aesir city called in Asgard. There's a place in Asgard called the Palace of Friends. That sounds like something you would see in like a children's cartoon. Like a cartoon like Paw Patrol or something. We gotta go to the Palace of Friends or the Station of Friends or something like that. Oh, where Frigga was to live. On the other side rose the glittering Gladsheim, a palace roofed entirely with golden shields and whose great hall, Valhalla, had a ceiling covered with spears, benches spread with coats of mail, and 540 entrance gates. 540 entrance gates! Woo! That's a lot of entrance gates. A little drafty. People got to remember to shut all those. Through each of which 800 men might rise abreast. Woo! 540 gates at 800 people a pop. Man, you could have 432,000 people. Man, they need to build convention halls like this. And convention doors need to be way bigger. There was also a large iron smithy situated on the eastern side of the city, where the Aesir might forge their arms and shape their armor. That night, they all supped in Valhalla and drank to the health of their strong new home, the city of Asgard, as Bragi, their chief orator, said it ought to be called. All right. So there's the origin story in Norse mythology. Everybody follow along with that. All right. What did we learn today? Christianity altered Norse mythology, making it chaotic. Only one author, Snorri Sturluson, documented it for future generations, labeling it as fiction to preserve it despite its true origins. Yeah, Snorri Sturluson wrote the Prose Edda. He wrote the Eddas a few centuries afterwards, but Norse mythology, it's always been, like, the writings of it have always been a little bit more scattershotted than, like, other types of mythologies. What happened to Retro Reiner's Bleach episode 2? His Discord is gone and X account is barely active. I haven't heard from Retro Ryan in years, honestly. I haven't heard from Ryan. I have no idea what's up with that guy. But I mean, I remember the project, but I mean, I guess after the whole situation with the anime actually coming out, I mean, he was just like, okay, well. But I do remember, I do go back and watch the original episode 1 that he did, because it was pretty good. It's pretty good quality. And he got Johnny Young Bosch to play Ichigo, so damn. Yeah. Fairy tale reference. Palace of Friends is where the super best friends live, yeah. Yeah, I do recaps of the 1,000 Year Blood War Arc. I'm now 2 episodes behind, so I'll be getting the next episode out at some point. So what you're saying is One Piece needs a cow. So the cow just never appeared again. Nope. It sure didn't. And I don't even think that was the whole story, because there's another one where the giant dies and the giant's corpse, like, is literally the world. Like, Midgard is the giant corpse. Like, there's like a description of, like, its armpit hair becoming the forests and shit like that, you know? Peak history. I missed the cow. We just need a cow in One Piece now. Can we just have a big-ass cow? The cow died in Lelucia. Yeah, all of Moda's cows died. That is kind of sad, actually. Moda did have all of her cows, all of her farm. Her farm was nuked. That's not cool. Eam deserves to die just for that alone. It's moo. I think Shiki's on Elbaf, yeah. We have a cow, Ushiano. Yeah, it's true. Could be a cow mink, or it could just be a guy with a cow fruit. Do you do recaps of the new episodes of? Yeah, I just said that earlier. Maybe you sent the super chat. Maybe you didn't hear me. Yeah, I have a Bongcast on the other channel. Just type in Bongcast, you'll find it. Teching 101, Bleach, it'll pop up. Did you notice the yak on page 3 behind the wolf? That could be the cow. Is there a cow? Is there a yak? Yakety yak, don't talk back. I see a, like, I think that's a deer. I don't think that looks like a yak. I think it's a deer. Oh, no, I see the yak. I see it now. Yeah, oh, no, it's cute. Aw, that's adorable, man. Okay, we have a cow. Hold on a minute. That's cute. Hold on. Pull this up here. God, I missed that. Loki ate the cow. Loki is the cow! Loki is the cow. He ate the Adhumla devil fruit. Check this out. Check out this yak. I completely missed that on page 3. That's cute. Yeah. Oh, he's just a little guy. He's just like, what's going on over there? What's happening? Chopper turns into a cow. Why do they lock Loki up with a hammer? They probably didn't have time. It was probably just like they're all struggling to chain him up, and they all had to work together to do it, and they barely seemed to manage that. So I guess they didn't have time to take his fucking hammer away from him, and he was already locked up with it, so it's like, all right, shit, well, what are we going to do? We can't take off the hammer without unchaining him, and we're not going to do that, so I guess he just got to keep the hammer. Yeah, it looks like a yak to me. The yak is also in Strong World. Yeah, a lot of stuff shows up in Strong World. Let's see. It might not be in this particular page, but there is a cow. Oh, no, it's right here. Screen buffalo. Yep. Yep, this is it. I mean, this is the exact... Dude, that's the exact design. Oda's taking them directly from Strong World. Nah, it is skewed. Hold on. Yeah, because Oda, I think, did... I don't know if Oda drew these originally, but he's definitely using them. Yeah, like, look at this. Look at that. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. So Oda was clearly just looking at the designs for these animals and just like, yeah, I'm just going to make them in here. Yeah. He's putting them in the background, too, which is really cool, because I didn't even notice this guy. Yeah. What else can we talk about? Oh, yeah, let's talk about Saul. That's kind of the end of the chapter. That's kind of a big deal. Okay. I don't think Saul is going to be dead. I think it's going to be some kind of joke. I think it's going to be like, yeah, like Saul tripped and fell, and I don't know, like the Giants are worried about him or something, but like he's fine. He seemed perfectly fine when, you know, he was listening to Vegapunk's message. He was just lounging in the forest, just like hanging out with like his like legs lifted up, and he's just like just listening to the message, all chill and shit. He doesn't look like he's like he has like a serious illness, like he's being hooked up to life support or some shit, right? And also, like, even if he fell, like, yeah, or it might be played up like he knows Robin is coming, you know, to see him, and so maybe he's really nervous, and maybe he had like a panic attack or something. I don't know. He has a Charlie horse. Yeah, he has a Charlie horse. Those things can be a pain in the ass. You ever get a Charlie horse that's like, ah, shit. You know, it's just like they could drop you for a while, man. They could drop you. Yeah, it's probably nothing. He's just hungry or something. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Man, Charlie horses too suck ass, though. Saul got his PhD. Falling. Wait. PhD? What does that stand for? I could do falling with a PH. Falling. Hot. Falling hot donuts? Yes. That's what happened. I love Robin's haircut. I know some people are like, I don't know if that fits the new art style or whatever, but I like it. I think it looks great on her. I like that. It's nice because the Strats haven't really changed their hairstyle since the time skip. It's nice that they're actually, incorporating that. That, like, you could just get, like, a new hairstyle every now and then, Frankie does, because that's Frankie's whole gimmick. But aside from Frankie, nobody's really changed their hairstyle. Like, obviously, Brooke is never going to change his hairstyle. Like, maybe in the movies. There was Film Red where he did get the spiked afro. But Brooke is never going to change his afro in the context of the manga, because that's, like, a big relevant thing to him. Even if Saul fell down a flight of stairs, that's not going to kill Saul. Like, Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, Brooke right here. Yeah, see. Oh, it actually... that's so funny. You can barely see it because of the way this ended up. That's so weird. Hold on a minute. Paint bucket tool. Oh, I see how it works. Okay. Oh, okay. That's an interesting... All right, hold on a minute. All right, I got to do a thing then. All right, here we go. This should work. There we go. See? Which is a good look for Brooke. It is pretty damn cool. Yeah. Better call Saul to check. Since the animals this chapter are like the ones in Strong World, do you think it's possible that Roger's egg is like Billy the electric eel from the movie? No, I don't think Roger's egg is going to be... It might be on Elbaf. I mean, whatever. But I don't think it's going to just be one of the animals from Strong World. I think it's going to be something very relevant, like a dragon or something. The last dragon. Dude, I love that Oda did that, though, with the Strong World animals, now that I realize that. Because, like, hey, this is Elbaf, where there's a bunch of giant animals. I could make up a bunch of giant animals by scratch, or I could just use the ones already that exist in the Strong World canon. There's like 30 of them. I'll just do that. That's great. I love that. That's not an egg. It's just part of the ship. No, I'm pretty sure it's an egg. Loki's devil fruit ideas. Shapeshifter, basilisk, radiation. I'm going to go with the sun. Either the Gumu Gumu no Mi, like the actual Gumu Gumu no Mi, or it's some kind of nuclear power fruit. Yeah. I mean, whether or not Shiki is there or not there, that's not like a deciding factor on how I'm going to like this arc. If Loki is there, I mean, if Shiki is there, great. Then we can finally delve into a little bit of his backstory and what happened, like differentiating between the canon and the non-canon stuff that we learned about Shiki. So that would be great to learn. And we can maybe learn a little bit more about God Valley and Roger and Rocks and everything alongside of it. That'd be fantastic. But I don't think Shiki is necessary to make this arc a good arc. I mean, I think Loki himself is shaping up to be a very enigmatic character that's going to propel us through this. I don't think he's going to be a villain, by the way. I don't think he's going to be the main antagonist. Because it's really set up that he's the antagonist, and I don't think he is. A giant stretching like Luffy would be really scary. It would be. It definitely would be, yeah. There's something else that I wanted to mention, so hold on a minute here. There we go. So, we have this scene here, We have this scene here with Goldberg, Rode, Gerd, and Piper the owl following up the bridge toward the Straw Hats. Okay, so number one, the fact that Goldberg can lift the fucking Sunny. Let's look at some numbers here. Let's look at some numbers here. Because holy shit. So, the 1000 Sunny is 56 meters tall, or 184 feet tall from the bottom of the ship to the top of the crow's nest. 184 feet. And it's 40 meters across, 39 meters across. 56 meters up, 39 meters across. All right. And then we don't know what Goldberg's height is, but I'm going to use Bragi for comparison because Bragi is also like a stout kind of giant. He's more stout than he is tall. And Goldberg seems to be like roughly the same body shape as Bragi. So I'll use Bragi. Bragi is 21 meters tall. And 70 feet, basically. Okay. So, I mean, like, the Giants are superhuman. They're strong, right? I'm not questioning that Goldberg could lift up a ship. You know, Frankie, I don't know, might be able to lift up the Sunny maybe if he was really, really, like, let's do it, you know, because Zorro might be able to, for fuck's sake. I don't know. And I mean, they're crazy strong in this story, right? Why is he even carrying it while chasing Rode? I don't know, because there's nowhere to set it down. You might as well just keep it in the castle. You know what I mean? Like, I guess just keep it in the castle. Why not? Could the Nika fruit be the treasure of Elbaf? Shanks could have taken it to give it back to the royal family. Well, Luffy ate it. So, you know what I mean? Like, maybe there's a fruit that's similar. They think it is. But Luffy definitely has the Hito no Mi. Dory and Bragi, okay, so the average height of a giant is 18 meters. Dory and Bragi are like 21, 22 meters tall. So yeah, they're a little bit taller than average giants. I'm going to say Goldberg is the same, though, because he's strong, he's a warrior, he's a member of the new giant pirates. So I'm going to say he might be a slightly taller than the others. Yeah. Didn't Rode hold the ship in his palms? Let me go back and check that. Look, Oda's going to have a lot on his plate with the sizing and the scaling of all this shit, so he's going to probably mess some stuff up. Just keep that in mind. Because, I mean, like, he's got to do the scaling of all of this. Some of this stuff is maybe not going to make as much sense. But I think he's going to try his best to get it accurate. All right, let me see this flashback here. Okay, so the crow showed up and carried the Sunny to Rode. I don't think we ever see Rode holding it in two hands. No, we don't. No, we don't. We don't see him holding the Sunny, no. Yeah, the crow was the one holding it, yeah. How has Loki been peeing and pooping these past 6 years? Maybe he doesn't have to. Maybe he doesn't have to. I'm actually surprised Luffy didn't ask him, does he poop? Also, the shield on Goldberg's back. I brought this up in the review, but I'll bring it up here again because it's up. Why not? Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Give it a second. My screen freeze on me. Oh, there we go. There we go. 2 Goldbergs. Okay, there we go. So Goldberg has this shield that has a face on it, and the one in the chapter clearly has a face, but it's sleeping. Its eyes and mouth are closed. So that means the shield is probably a homie. Like, I guess it could have eaten like a devil fruit, like a Hito no Mi kind of thing, but I'm thinking it's probably just a homie. Might have been created by Mother Caramel. And, you know, that's just, you know, even though Mother Caramel's dead, maybe the homie continued to exist. There we go. Yeah. And we do have precedence for this because Boa Hancock's Love Fruit, she specifically mentioned that, like, if she turns somebody to stone and then she dies, that person just stays stone forever, and the next user won't be able to not turn them into, like, to depetrify them. So there is precedence for this. That shield is freaky. Yeah, it looks cool, though. Yeah, I think the hammer, I don't know if the hammer is going to be a homie, but I think the hammer might be named Thor. I mentioned that in the review. That'd be pretty cool. People brought up that Luffy might have gotten the name Thor Elephant Gun from Eneru, because Eneru used L Thor, so maybe that's where Luffy picked it up. I thought Boa was lying. She might have been, just to fuck with Blackbeard, but, like, we don't know. She might have been telling the truth. She might have lied. We don't know. I think it's certainly possible from both avenues. I'll be reviewing the Bleach episode this week, or the one that happened last week. I gotta get caught up. With York under Garling's command, they are going to move the Mother Flame to Uranus and invade Elbaf to capture Vivi. I could see them moving they're going to move all the stuff off Egghead because it's not viable to keep it there anymore. So they'll have to move it somewhere else, and then they're going to begin whatever they're doing with the ancient weapon, yeah. So happy to make teching Sunday service. These are the best things on the weekend. Aw, thank you, Marcus. Thanks. Have you noticed that the Viz translations call Saul Dr. Saul instead of Mr. Saul? I did not notice that, but makes sense. Aw, Saul got his doctorate. Yep, it's Dr. Saul. He's fallen and won't get up. Like, this one says he's fallen and can't get up. I mean, won't get up, not can't get up. So that implies that he has a choice. He'll be fine. Saul is fine. There's no fucking way that Oda's going to be like, Robin is so excited to meet Saul. She got a new hairstyle. He's dead. That's dumb. Oda's not going to do that. He might have thrown it in there just to give us, like, a sense of, like, cliffhanger, just for the sake of a cliffhanger. There it is. But that's all it is, yeah. Saul went to school, though. He got his doctorate. You know, I've thought about, I was actually thinking about this earlier today. You know, the idea, because I've been out of school now for 6 years. The idea of going to school and getting a history degree, because I wish I would have minored in history when I was in school, but I didn't. I went for communications or some shit. I don't know. I went for, like, video editing or something. Like, I use that at all, you know? I'm a botanist, sir. I am a biologist. That's where my real passion lies. Eat pizza. There you go. Go eat some pizza. My grandma falls down all the time, too, 'cause I push her. She'll be fine. Yeah, I went to school for journalism, yeah. What do you think Loki saw in Lola? Yeah, it's interesting Loki hasn't even referenced Lola yet. So it's not like somebody actually asked me, like, why aren't you talking about Loki and Lola? It's like, it hasn't been brought up yet. Loki didn't mention her. He didn't say anything like, I've been locked up here and my one true love, Lola, no! You know, it's like, he hasn't mentioned her. Maybe he got over it. It was at least, it was at most 10 years ago. Probably a little less than that. But it had to have been between 6 and 10 years ago that the proposal with Lola occurred. Yeah. Lola was she was a good person. Maybe she just didn't want to be sold off to the giants, basically. She's like, fuck this, I'm out of here. I don't want an arranged marriage, I'm out of here. I'll marry who I want to. Maybe if I eat this devil fruit, she'll like me. No, Loki, you're hitting the gym too much. You got those gains. No, I gotta try for Lola. Gotta get stronger. And that's how Loki almost destroyed the world. Hmm. Luffy forgot that Shanks taught him not to get into a fight when someone mocks him about Shanks. I mean, it changes, you know, like, yeah, but Luffy also got pissed and he's like, fuck you don't say shit about Shanks. He's chained to the trunk of his nation's central monument. I doubt he's good. You don't know that. It could all be a misunderstanding. Yeah, Lola's a strong, independent woman. She can find her own husband. Yeah, she's fine. She did, actually. Gotti. So there you go. Which is interesting, because her and Gotti only knew each other for, like, a day. Which, under normal circumstances, I would say is a little bit too early to be having a wedding. But it's One Piece, and you gotta move this shit along. So there you go. Love at first sight. Yeah, I'm sure it'll work out. They're a happy couple. I don't think Loki's a bad guy, no. Now, does that mean Loki is like, lawful good, noble kind of dude? No, probably not, but I don't think he's like the evil dude that's like the devil that's going to bring about the end of the world, though. In the same way that Luffy's not evil for having the prophecy of being the cause of the destruction of Fishman Island. Pulling up something here. Give me a sec here. Did you see that Blackbeard's missing teeth are different each time? Yeah, I just think I don't think that's intentional. I think that's just an error on that. At this point, it's like a meme, but it's like, okay, his teeth change each time. If it ends up being relevant, okay, I guess I was wrong, but I don't think it is. Yeah, that's a tale as old as time itself. All right. Here's Lola's wedding. It was a lovely affair. Mafia weddings are usually pretty high profile, you know? You've married my daughter here on my daughter's wedding. Oh, man. That was nice. That was nice. Hold on a second. Let me check something here. Did we ever? No, we didn't. We never got the actual names of the Risky brothers, Lola's crew that are hanging out back there. We never actually got their names. They're just Risky Brother number 1 and Risky Brother number 2. By the way, guys, you are still wearing your tattered-ass clothing all the way back from Thriller Bark. It has been 2 years, dude. Change your fucking clothing. They're still wearing their old clothes from Thriller Bark. I mean, my God. Is that the only set of clothing you own? Not even in the Vivra cards. No, we don't know their names. The Risky Brothers. Yep, that's what there is on the wiki. There's nothing else. Their Japanese VAs are Yusuke Numata and Tamotsu Nishiwaki. So I'll just call them Yusuke and Tamotsu, because that's at least different names. Yeah, they have the SpongeBob wardrobe going on. They do. They do. Their English VAs are Brandon Jerome Bristow and Ian Moore. So I guess Brandon and Ian. There you go. One of my best friends growing up was named Ian. Risky and Brother. That's their names. Why didn't Beiji give them clothing? Well, I can understand that because there was like no time. They got married like the same day they met. I guess Chiffon gave Lola her old wedding dress, and I guess that was like, let's just get this done. It was like a Vegas wedding, man. It's like, we got to get going. We don't know. Pound barely survived. We don't know when he's going to die. Hurry up and have the damn wedding. Ugh. Asgard and the Emerald City. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, Moria did use an ability named after something from, you know, Norse mythology. And yeah. No, I don't think it's. I think it's Uranus. That's what it is. I mean, maybe the Giants have a different name for it. Maybe they call it something. But yeah. How did Luffy not get any scar from everything that happened before Akainu's attack? And when is the anime coming back? April. How did Luffy not get any scar from everything that happened before Akainu's attack? I mean, like, you could argue, like, Luffy should have, like, a shit ton of scars by now. Like, he had part of his fucking, like, kidney gouged out by Katakuri during their fight. Like, he should have a scar there. He's gotten stabbed and shot and pierced, and like Horty bit into his freaking like neck and his shoulder with his like super razor sharp shark claw. Like, Luffy should be caked in scars if we're being honest here. But you know, that's more shit for Oda to remember and Oda to draw, so he doesn't. Yeah, Arlong's teeth marks, Horty's teeth marks. I think somebody actually did draw like a diagram of all the scars Luffy should have. Yeah. Yeah. All right, hold on a second. I'm just going to do this. Hold on. Okay, so, like... Okay, so I've removed Luffy's dick. I've removed... Luffy just has this vague... this vague nebulous space between his... Yeah, okay. So, Luffy's scar caused by Luffy when he stabbed himself in the face. Arlong's scar, Horty, Don Krieg stabbed him there. Kuro slashed him with his... claws. Crocodile stabbed him with the hook. Yeah, he literally got impaled all the way through with a fucking hook from his back to his freaking chest. So that definitely should be leaving something. Kainu's scar. Arlong also bit him down here. Doflamingo shredded him a bunch with the athlete thread. Katakuri's blew out part of his side. Cracker just, yeah, if you look at the fight with Cracker and Luffy when Luffy was in Gear 4, Cracker cuts right through Gear 4. I mean, it goes deep. Aokiji stabs him there. Kuro, Eneru, Arlong again. Don Krieg. Man, Don Krieg has a lot of stabs. Hyozo stabs him. Don Krieg again. Man, Don Krieg is just leaving the scars there. Doflamingo stabbed him again. Don Krieg in the leg. Kuro on the leg. Damn. Don Krieg and Kuro, they really stabbed Luffy bad. Yeah. Damn. Oh. I assumed if he's stabbed in Gear 4, he will deflate. I mean, the blade goes a chunk of the way into his arm. It looks painful. See if I can pull that one up here. When did Cracker fight Luffy? Hold on. Yeah, right here. Chapter 838. All right. Because I remember this. I remember when Luffy got slashed by Pretzel. Yeah, right here. Right here. Look at that. It goes a chunk of the way in the arm. And Luffy Luffy felt that. Luffy wasn't even using a giant King Kong gun or anything like that. He was just like regular Culvery and just stretching his arm. Yeah. I mean, the Kuja tried to rip his dick off, but they didn't really succeed. You're gonna rip your dick off. That's not deflating. That's in his arm. He's bleeding. He just like, let me deflate really quick and the wound will go away. Just like that. He got slashed pretty goddamn bad. Yeah. It's a ranked sword named Pretzel. I love it. Yeah, it's great. I am going to review the new Bleach episodes. Yeah, I've reviewed them already. I've reviewed the first, like, 6 of them over on the Boncast channel. Go check out Boncast. It's also available on Google Play and Spotify. You know, I used to bring that up, and I amend that because Mach-Vice, literally, when you calculate how much he fucking weighed, was like several, like, it was like over 1 million pounds, like, when you really calculate how much he weighed. So even like a giant, like, 1 million pounds of anything is a pretty impressive feat, and he launched him into the sky. So Hiruden is strong, right? We tried to do this last time, and I got confused with the metric system, but let's try this again. All right. Okay, the ton fruit. Okay, the highest weight that Mach-Vice used against Hiruden was 10,000 tons, equivalent to 10 million kilograms. All right. That'll make it really, now, nice and simple here. Kilograms to pounds. All right. 10 million, 10,000, 100,000, a million, 10 million. All right, that is 2 million. Wait, no. Wait, no. Oh, higher. Wait a second. Can we get much higher? All right, 10 million kilograms. Okay. Okay, that number's right. Okay, so it's 22,046,226 pounds? 22 million pounds! And Hiruden was able to, like, Gungear! Duh! And launched him, Team Rocket style, whee, into the fucking stratosphere. All right? That's insane. That is insane. All right? But he did it. So I was underplaying the idea of how heavy Mach-Vice was. Mach-Vice, and that fight, it makes sense too. when you look at, like, all of the damage that Hiruden took. I mean, it's brutal. Like, when he's punching Mach-Vice, his bones are breaking. Got these giant bruises on his arm. Tooth shatters, his leg breaks. Yeah. Gungear! Woo! I was happy to give you $35. You are a king. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Still looks pathetic. Pathetic. If Hiruden can punch 22 pounds into the sky, Luffy could punch 88 million pounds into the sky. Get that man some milk from a cow. Get that man a cow right now. Yeah, it's like a spear with the amount of force. That's why it's called Gungear. Gungear is like Odin's magic spear that always hits its mark. Yeah. Dude, an average giant compared to a human, like 100 times stronger, like they're huge. Zoro benches that weight daily. Yeah, but we're gonna, yeah, so that's why, like, Goldberg can lift the Sunny no matter what. Like, there's just no way. How much the Sunny weighs, I have no idea. It's like 100 blue whales being thrown on top of you. Hiruden's strength equivalent to how many blue whales he could punch. How much do you think giants weigh? I mean, if we're just... So, I mean, like, we could just do times 10. So, but that even sounds a little bit... Like, if you take, like, 100-pound human times 10, like, 100 pound, like 1,000 pounds. But even that doesn't sound... It sounds like they should weigh more than that. Yeah. Like, I would imagine Dory and Broggy weigh, like, several tons. Yes, I enjoyed the Reverie yesterday. I hung out for about 3 hours. A lot of fun to see everybody. A lot of fun. Mama Drock, though, I'll tell you what, like, because, like, we were going through that thing where we were listing off our favorite characters, and I was going to mention Emeth when it got to me. Mama Drock mentioned Emeth, and she went on this, like, perfect, like, soliloquy of, like, this super articulate, super, like, well-read explanation on how good Emeth is as a character, and I'm sitting there like, how the fuck do you follow that? Like, you can't. It's like she nailed everything, you know? Like, she got it all, like, all the points right on. I'm like, wow. Like, there you go. And I'm like, Emeth was cool. He was a good character. Perfect. She was cooking every time she spoke. No, she was brilliant. Brilliant Mama Drock. Yeah. Basically, he punched the Eiffel Tower in a... Yeah, the Eiffel Tower sent flying in a punch. Yeah. That you would need to octuple the weight of something when you use the enlarge reduce spell. Yeah, I don't think it's just a double thing when you enlarge reduce. So, yeah. How the fuck did I go to Reverie? Oh, I could teleport into the One Piece world whenever I want. It's a superpower I have. That's why I know so much about One Piece. I can isekai myself in there whenever I want. Who wants me to ask? I'm actually heading there later today. I could probably go ask somebody if I want me to pass a message along or something. I could do that if you want me to. It's not that big of a deal. Whatever. Long time ago, look, long and short of it is, a long time ago, I found a magic lamp. I rubbed it. A genie came out. He gave me one wish. I asked to have complete and utter access to the One Piece world and not be able to die while I'm there. And that's where I built the YouTube career and everything, and that's where that comes from. And, you know, there it is. There it is. Why didn't I make a video about the Reverie about to start? Because I just finished doing a review that day, and I wanted to take a rest in between doing that, and I figured most people did it, so it's fine. I retweeted it. It was cool. Yeah. Can you tell Robin she's cute for me? I don't know. That might be a little creepy, but yeah, sure. How do Seraphims counter Logia? They figure out... I mean, they can use hockey. They're both confirmed to use observation and armament hockey. I'm thinking Luffy will not free Loki, but Kid will, because he has an interest in destroying at least one pirate crew, and will fall for Loki's offer. I could see that. Kid is still alive. Yeah. Can you punch that guy that Oda didn't show us? Yeah, sure. Why not? Everyone's just like, can you introduce me to Robin? I have access to the One Piece world. I'm not, like, best friends with, like, Robin or anything. Give them Karyoseki weapons. I don't have Karyoseki. It's my world into theirs. I can't bring, you know. I swapped Frankie's cola to diet. That would be funny. That'd be a funny thing to do. Yeah. Oh, that's what's making that sound. I'm interested in when and how the Seraphim trained to get hockey. Maybe Vegapunk figured out just to genetically give it to them. You know? Can you punch Charlos for me? Dude, I'm not a fan of boxing. Like, I don't really watch much boxing. I watched, the one fight I ever paid for was Mayweather versus Conor McGregor. I remember paying for that and checking that fight out. But this Friday on Netflix, it's going to be Tyson versus Logan Paul. So, like, I'm like, all right, I'll check that out. I mean, it's on Netflix. I already have Netflix, right? So it's like, I'll check that out. I'll see what happens. Oh, man. Can I download punk records into my phone? Yeah, I did just give them Wikipedia. I'm like, here's Wikipedia. Here's a Wi-Fi connection through my portal. Jake Paul. Sorry. Jake Paul. Logan Paul, Jake Paul. I am not a fan of either of them. So I don't know what the fuck. I just like, Mike Tyson's fighting. I want to see Mike Tyson fight. Because, you know, I like Mike Tyson. He did the Mike Tyson mystery show, and I like that. And I've seen some interviews with the guy, and I'm like, I like this dude. This seems like he was in Hangover. He was in Hangover. But, you know, I've never seen him box, and he's coming out of retirement to box Jake Paul. So I'm like, all right. Oh, man, that'll be fun. I'm Jimmy Scoops. Oh, no, I'm the guy. I'm Jimmy Scoops. How many rounds can it go? If Tyson gets KO'd, that meme will feed families. I mean, it's one of those things where I've been reading a little bit of people's reaction to it, and the general consensus is Tyson's going to kick his ass, and if Tyson loses, it's all staged. It's all just for Jake Paul's, social media and all that bullshit. So it's like, no matter what happens, people are going to call bullshit. So, yeah. Unless Tyson wins. I think if Tyson comes out and just beats the shit out of Jake Paul, then it's like, yeah, that's what we all expected to happen. Yeah. God. Iron Mike Tyson is a beast. Yeah. Even if he wins, Jake Paul loses. Yeah. I mean, a bunch of people are going to be watching. Now, here's the thing. Jake Paul doesn't lose because he's fucking rich. All right? It doesn't matter what happens. He's loaded. He gives not. Like, you can shit on the Paul brothers all you want, but at the end of the day, they're sleeping on a pile of money. It's like, we don't give a shit if people hate us. We're fucking loaded. So it's like, it's just, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? Yeah. Jake Paul fights senior citizen. Mike Tyson's actually not. He's only like 59. I thought he was older too. He's 58. He's 58 years old. He's not that old. You have to be 65 to retire in the United States. I'm actually going to be ending the stream like right about now, actually. Hence why we're talking about Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul here at the end. How much is Jake Paul getting paid to fight Mike Tyson? That's unofficial. I'm here to make $40 million and knock out a legend, Paul said. Okay. Well, he's probably going to make $40 million, or maybe he makes $20 million if he doesn't. There you go. Yeah, that's right. But for boxing, it's like 70. That is true. He looks older than he does, probably because of all the fucking shit he's been through. But yeah. Oh, yeah, we'll go through Super Chats. Don't worry about that. Go through Super Chats right now. Tell you what, I'm going to pull up Super Chats on the other page so that regular chat can still go. Pull it up over here. Do you plan on a video with Don Don? I should make a Don Don video. Don 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 Don. I have not watched the new episode or the new season of Arcane yet. I need to watch the original. I haven't watched Arcane. I need to watch the new season of Arcane. We started my campaign up again in D&D this past weekend. We took a little bit like a 4-month break, and we're getting back into it. And it was a lot of fun. We have a new player who's playing a Kobold Echo Knight, and we had a fight, and it was really fun. All right. Super Chats. Super Chat from Anime Craft 66. Just hello. That's all they said was hello. Hello. I'm thinking Loki won't free Loki. Let's see. All the ones I already read. How did Luffy not get a scar? I read that one. Blackbeard's missing teeth. I got that one. Since the animals are is Roger's egg like Billy the electric eel from the movie? No, I don't think that's going to be the case. Have you thought about talking about more manga in the future? I've seen a My Hero and Chainsaw Man video, but maybe like JoJo or Demon Slayer. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm okay with talking about different manga. It's just that the YouTube algorithm is like, you talk about One Piece. One Piece videos get a lot of views. Keep talking about One Piece. I want to make a video about Dandadan. That's not going to get as many views. Don't do that as much. I'm like, fuck you, YouTube, but okay. It's the algorithm, man. Keep doing the thing that gets views. I'm like, maybe if I want to talk about other stuff. No! This is the voice I give the algorithm. Keep doing the thing that makes the most money. What if I want to talk about other shit? No! Make a new channel then. I'm like, every single... yeah. I bet Loki was friends with Shanks and Buggy. Sure. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, like, they probably met when Roger's ship came through. Like, yeah, I mean, like 20-something years ago. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, sure, I could see that. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about the election because politics and shit. I did work at the election center in my little district. My neighbor is the head of it at the little area where it's a very small district where I live. My neighbor asked me a few years ago to help with it, and I helped her, and that just kind of becomes like a tradition now. I just do it just as a favor to her. But we had a lot of people turn out for it. It opened at 7, and the line of people was all the way out in the parking lot, and that line of people did not stop until noon. Just a constant stream of people. And like I said, my district's not that big, but constant stream of people coming in for about 5 hours until finally the line ended. You know, I was like noon was like the first time we had like free time to do stuff, like to eat and to like vote ourselves. So yeah. Do you think Law is going to be on Elbaf? No, I don't think Law is going to go to Elbaf. Law is going to have his own little adventure here. Yeah. What if Wang Zhi had a Jiganshi zone? Jiganshi is a Chinese vampire. So I would love to see Wang Zhi become a Jiganshi. That would be great. Got that one. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Crimson. Thank you, Alec. I got all of these ones already. Killing Loki could cause a supernova if it's the sun fruit. That could be a reason. Your opinion on... Yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about your opinion on the election. I'm not going to... Yeah. And your parents? My parents are very much in support of Trump. There you go. My parents are both very conservative. I am not. Frankie upgrade video, I got that. Luffy reacting to Loki talking bad about Shanks made me think devastated, regretful Bartolomeo would be if he found out who Shanks is to Luffy. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I could see that. I want to see more Bartolomeo. I've been saying this before. We need more Bartolomeo in our One Piece, okay? Can we get Bartolomeo in here? Answered that one, and I think we're done. I think those are all the ones from this one, because now we're getting into the stream I did last week. Yeah, those are all the ones. What's One Piece villain you want to come back? Eneru. If I had any One Piece villain I could bring back like as quick as possible, I'd bring back Eneru. Because he has some cool shit to, like, I think explain. Because he's connected to the moon and aliens and all that shit up there. So I want Eneru to come back stat. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, those are the super chats. We've been going for about 2 hours now, so that's a little longer than I usually go. I read some Norse mythology. Oh, check this out. Sai sent me this. Sai was in Japan, and he's like, hey, do you want me to send you anything? And I'm like, dude, you really don't have to. And he's like, no, I want to send you something, man. I'm like, okay, I mean, like, whatever you find, you want to send me. I wouldn't say no to a figurine, and so he sent me this. And this is actually the way the figurine works. It's not like this. It literally is Luffy upside down in Gear 5th. So thanks to Sai, man. That is so cool. Yeah, I love that. Finally have a Gear 5th. Finally have Luffy Gear 5th figurine, yeah. Yeah. Yes, Frankie's voice actor, he's getting on in years. So he's been in a lot of things, but yeah, Kazuki Yao. Yeah, he's getting up in years, and he can't, you can even tell the voice is straining him a bit. So I figured that was going to happen, but dude's a legend. Dude's a legend. But, you know, that's how it goes. I mean, Luffy's voice actress, she is also they're not super old. Like, he was only 65, and Luffy's voice actress is let me check. Mayumi Tanaka. She's only 69, so it's not like they're like, you know, like 84 years old or anything like that. But they got to take care of their health, because that's not the only project he's working on too. It's not just voicing Frankie. It's like, you know. So yeah, a lot of, this is the thing, like when the Wit Studio version comes out, they're gonna just have probably a whole new voice cast, and that's fair. And I think Mayumi even said that once One Piece is over, she's gonna retire as well. Like, Luffy will be her last voice, and that's fair. Dude, the Simpsons voice actress who plays Marge. Oh, because I'm a huge Simpson fan, but I don't watch the newer stuff because it's the newer stuff. But every now and then I'll pop in to be fair and be like, maybe this new episode isn't that bad. And I'm just like, I can't get into it. But Julie Kavner, her voice is rough, okay, from where it used to be. She doing the Marge voice, it's really a completely different voice at this point. And she's 74, so it's like she's probably under contract and stuff, but like she should probably step down too, because her voice is not what it used to be. Yeah. Like, there was one of the newer episodes I watched, and I heard her speak. I heard Marge speak in the episode, and I thought it was, like, going to be a joke or something. Like, Marge had a cold or something, and she had to, like, adjust her voice. But that's just how she sounds now. And I'm like, wow, that's very noticeable. Yeah. I feel bad for her. Yeah, Goku's actress. Yep. But anyway, that's that. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good stream. We kept on track for most of it. I mean, I read a whole thing of Norse mythology, but that was relevant to the story. That was relevant to the chapter. So now we also now know where, the primordial world comes from, in the One Piece world. There we go. There we go. All right. Well, anyway, that's that. Thanks for watching, and you guys all have a good rest of your Sunday. Sunday. Bye, everybody. See ya. Oh, Kevin. Kevin Diog is raiding right as I'm leaving. Sorry. Oh, man. But anyway, see ya, dude. Bye.